All right, guys, welcome. We are starting out with some actual math today. Hooray! You guys are all so excited, I'm sure, right? So today we're going to be talking about neighboring signs, which is when we have two math signs, specifically add and subtract, that are right next to each other. That means there's no number in between them. We just got two signs right next to each other. And there's a pretty simple way of looking at it. And I actually have a song that I'm going to go over with you guys to help you remember it. But it's pretty simple, really. So when you're subtracting a negative, so I'm subtracting a negative 3. So when you think of negative, usually if you do like 5 plus a negative 3, right, it's taking it away. But that subtraction symbol always basically means you do the opposite of whatever the number was. So 5 minus 5, instead of adding 5, you're subtracting 5. You're taking it away, right? Well, if you're subtracting a negative, you're going to do the opposite, which is a big plus sign. Ignore the bell. So basically when you have the same sign there, you just basically draw a big plus sign in there because you're going to end up adding. Okay, so same sign, you're going to add. So this would be like adding 3, which would be 8. Okay, now if they're different signs, so 5 plus a negative 3, this is where you're actually taking away 3. So this is where you subtract and you would get 2, right? So the way to think of this is if it's the same sign, you're going to add. So if you have 2, broke my lid. Never something that's happened to you guys, right? So if you ever have 2 of the same sign, so 2 subtraction or even 2 plus signs, that is going to be addition. You're going to add in both those cases, okay? So if you have 2 negative signs right next to each other, you end up adding. And if you have 2 different signs, so plus a negative or minus a positive, you're always going to end up subtracting. Okay, so 2 of the same sign, you add. 2 different signs, you subtract. That's really about as hard as it gets. So here is my song. And this is to the Row, Row, Row Your Boat is the tune that it goes to. So, same signs add and keep, different signs subtract. Keep the sign of the larger number, and then you'll be exact. Boom. Guys have been given quite a treat there to hear me sing. So again, same signs, add and keep. So that's when you got 2 of the negatives, 2 of the positives. You add and keep those. Okay? Different signs subtract. So that's when there are 2 different sign combinations there. And then you keep the sign of the larger number. That basically means if the larger number is a negative, then your final answer is going to be negative. If the larger number is a positive, then your final answer is going to be positive, right? And if you end up adding a larger number, it's going to be positive. And if you end up with and if the number that's negative to begin with is larger, then it would be negative, okay? And that's pretty much it. So here's another example. So let's say I have negative 9 minus a negative 4. Okay? So what these 2 signs right here mean is that becomes a positive 4 because I'm subtracting a negative. Right? Same sign, add and keep. And then negative 9 is the larger number, which means my sign is going to be this negative right here, right? Because negative 9 plus 4 is going to be negative 5. That's my answer. Okay? Tough. Hope you guys have a good day. If you have any questions, ask your teacher. We are here to help. Don't be afraid of us. And have a good day.